Welcome, everyone, back to the Vocal Honey podcast. I have an incredible guest with me today who I know we're going to have her back for a part two because this topic is just so juicy. We're going to be talking today about brand, personal style, marketing, and the connection to the voice and visibility, which we are all about here in Vocal Honey. And I have with me Nina Piccini. Nina is a personal brand builder for women leaders using wardrobe styling, photography, digital marketing, and web design expertise. She helps late stage founders and C-suite leaders curate their personal brands to stand out with confidence and conviction. Nina, welcome to Vocal Honey Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Can you speak to the challenges that you are noticing in your clients when it comes to figuring out what is a personal brand to me?
Yeah, we're just going to get right into it. I really just think we consume so much information visually and intellectually. That idea that we're not enough and we need this thing to be better or portray ourselves in a certain way is actually making it so that we lose who we are on the deepest level.
Yes.
And I noticed it with myself. I took like a break from Instagram because I started to notice that I didn't know what my own opinions were, and I couldn't tell if I liked certain pieces when I was shopping. I would buy them and then bring them home and put them on and be like, this actually doesn't feel like me. Like, why did I even spend the money on this thing?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
trying to like make it work. And it ends up being one of those things that we find in your closet when I do a closet visit and you're like, I love this piece. I don't know how to wear it, you know?
Yeah. I feel like there's
Um,
such a connection there between what I discovered for myself too with my own brand voice, which was I'm paying way too much attention to other people on social media. So I hear that maybe it sounds like there's this moment where if you're confused on who you are and your personal style or your voice, start listening to yourself.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say too, like even as a business owner, like for my photography work, it would be so easy for me to spend time on Instagram or any other social media app, even sometimes LinkedIn, and be like, why is it that this person is out there getting those gigs, working with these people, doing this thing, and like, why isn't it happening to me? And like starting to go down that comparison spiral. But the
Yeah.
moment you can like step back and be like, no, 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 there's room for everybody. You
Yeah.
cannot serve everyone. I can't style everyone. I can't photograph everyone, right?
Yeah.
Just like knowing exactly like who you want to work with and nailing your messaging so that you can like tighten all of that up and then you can watch other people go do their thing and you know that those clients aren't for you.
Did you always know that this was a calling for you, or did you stumble into this world that you're in? Tell us a little bit about how you got here.
Oh my gosh. I've had 100 different jobs. I have a associate's degree in vocal performance. I tried to be a professional singer.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
I got really tired of the grind and I've done 100 different things. I used to sell memberships at Bally Total Fitness. I was a fitness trainer. I was a wellness coach. I've worked in retail. The through line has always been like helping people feel comfortable and confident and be able to like take up their own space in this world. But I didn't really like lock in on that notion until I started to own my own story and understand that the ADD I was diagnosed with in eighth grade wasn't the weakness that I was taught it was. It's actually one of my superpowers. And I think a lot of high performing women probably also can relate to the fact that like my report card always said, if only Nina could stop talking, she could get her work done.
That was me too.
And
Social
now,
butterfly.
exactly, social butterfly was
Yeah.
like the coined phrase, I think, for like
Yeah.
the millennial age group, right? I was always doing work during recess because I was too busy talking during the work time. which I obviously don't recommend, but all of those things that are just like inherently part of me and my personality and my story, those are what make me really good at what I do. I'm an incredible connector. I love to talk to people and find connection points, and that is often threaded through different marketing tactics that I have as well. And the styling just, I don't even know. I had a style blog in I was going to say 2008.
Oh,
That's where we are.
wow.
In
So way back.
2008. Yep.
Yeah.
And I just really liked fashion. I just really wanted to talk about different trends that are on the runway and like what celebrities are wearing and whatever. And that was like really the research, like the first surfacing of the fashion blogging. And then when I was working in retail, I really loved just working with women in the fitting rooms and on the sales floor, just trying to help them find things that were going to work with their body that they felt really comfortable in. And then also pushing their boundaries just a little bit. At the photography studio, I just people show up to get photographed and they don't know whether they look good in what they have on. They're
Sure.
already so nervous to be photographed
Huh.
baseline,
Wow.
because society has just beaten us to shreds in terms of what we think of our physical
Yeah,
appearance.
absolutely.
And, just being able to help them feel comfortable and calm and know that they're in good hands, but also be like, no, those earrings aren't right, but you brought this other pair, put those on.
Sometimes we complicate the path we're supposed to be on, but it's often the thing that your friends are like, you're known for that. You're the go-to for that. And now here you are building your empire from that. Incredible.
Yeah. And I sort of stumbled into like helping high level executives because I was actually in San Diego at Women's Venture Summit. We were preparing for the conference, which that's a Stella Foundation event. And the founder of the Stella Foundation was asking me about what she should wear. She had all these different appearances. And I just pulled her aside and I was like, listen, you don't look bad dressing yourself the way it is, but there's like styling elements you're like missing. You need to tuck in this shirt, wear a belt. When you're speaking on a stage, it's almost like when you're being photographed, it translates differently than it would in movement in real life, right?
Right. Oh, that's a good point too. Right. Not just for the still photo of the moment, but thinking
Right.
about actually being on stage. I want to go back to something you said earlier. How important is your personal story to what you're putting on your body and making a personal style?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, for me, it's just I do playtime in my closet. I always just want to be wearing like the full breadth of my closet and have my personality kind of come through. Deep down inside of you, you have like you have a look that you like and you like on your body, right? And
Yeah.
it becomes distinctive to you. People start to notice you for it. Like you wear this cool hat all the time.
Mhm. Yeah.
Most people know Iris Apfel, like the glasses, the bold jewelry and patterns and things like that. Like you become known for the things that you kind of put out in the world, not
Yeah.
only visually, but like in a working sense as
Mhm.
well,
Right.
right? So I just feel like once I owned my story and was ready to just share that with everyone and just not be afraid of it anymore, not think that it was a negative thing or that it was going to hold me back in any kind of professional setting, it just opened a door to my soul where I felt like I wasn't afraid to just be who I am.
Yeah.
Like, this is Nina. I'm scattered. I do 100 different things at once. So much work to like understand and like let go of all of these weird societal things that are like,
Gotta wear the blazer always. You've gotta have the shirt
right.
always tucked in. You can't wear a rock and roll shirt to because that's really it, right? It's actually a
Yeah.
permission slip to
Mhm.
be yourself. And the clothes are speaking well before we get on a
Oh my
microphone,
gosh.
right? Like, and this is
1000%.
something like tell us about that, Nina. Like when a woman walks in the room and she is wearing something that is soul sourced, story sourced,
Yeah.
she's just going to walk in so differently than a woman who is just like, oh God, this isn't important, or didn't make the time, or for some reason is afraid to step into that visibility. They could be
Mhm.
the same damn outfits. But if it isn't aligned to that soul and who she is, the outfit is a flop. Her energy is probably off.
Well,
How
it really is about the energy, right? Because
Yes.
when
Say
you walk
more.
into a room and you know you look good and you feel great in what you're wearing and you feel confident showing up as your authentic self and you can look people in the eye and, speak with conviction, all the things, versus if you're in a fussy outfit or something that is ill-fitting, or maybe it's not in your color palette. There's something about it that you're just feeling off. Specifically, high performing women, I think, struggle with this because we don't have the brain space to like think or care about it.
Mm,
Do you know what I mean?
right.
But it is so
Yes.
important. Like,
Right.
because when you feel confident and you know you look amazing, your energy is magnetic.
A woman at a recent event, she came over, she goes, your hat, I recognize you from the website. Oh, you're a speaker. So,
Hmm.
okay, so there's the first connection, branding. The hat
Hmm.
is seen in multiple places. Now, that one person came up to me multiple times throughout the event, and Autumn is her name. She actually did 4 months of coaching with me inside of the Vocal Honey group coaching, and then up leveled again to be an Amplify, which is like a mini private mastermind. She is a lifelong client now, and we are
Yeah.
the best together. It's so awesome. She never would have said hi because I would have looked like everyone else in the room had I not worn the hat and considered it as a part of the marketing strategy. That is so
Yeah.
critical, and it's fun, it's playful, but that hat literally made me money, Nina.
Yeah. No, but that's amazing. I bet too, it was like probably your presence on stage when you were speaking because you were wearing your signature look and you
Yeah.
just felt like yourself and you knew you were killing it. All of the things just like play well together, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Why is it so important that now more than ever, especially in this political climate, that women are owning who they are and putting it on their bodies in jewelry and clothing or makeup and going to get the photography? Like, what does that mean to you on just a humanitarian level right now, Nina?
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty angry at, and I'm like laughing, but obviously it's not funny. All of the rights that seem to be seemingly they're trying to strip away from us, right? I truly believe that showing up as your authentic self and owning who you are and dressing in that way is resistance to them wanting us to be the same. They want us to all, like us as women, they want us to all toe the line, listen to our man, let him be the breadwinner, let him take care of us because we're soft and we can't do anything. It's not true. And
No.
we're about to be entering a very huge wealth transfer, predominantly to women. Most of everything I do is to help women make more money. We don't get paid enough,
No.
period.
No, we don't. No. And we don't ask for it. We don't
And
show
we
up.
don't ask for it because we're afraid to ask for it because we've been told not to. We've been told that it's not okay for women to talk about money. It's not okay for us to show up and show our cleavage, our arms. God
Yep.
forbid our skirt is a little too short. We distract the men. Like,
Right.
I just,
Wow. Yeah.
it's so,
Yeah. Yeah. We're not even showing up like we know we deserve the money too. And I think that's a part of why we want to wear those glasses or put that hat on or wear the earrings. It's because it elevates us to be the woman who knows she deserves it. And
yeah.
we need to dress like the woman who's already earning and already welcomed into the room.
It's the age old dress for the part you want, not, I say part. I'm in a musical theater workshop right now.
Yeah, you're thinking
So,
parts and rules right now.
yes, but think of the job you want, not the job you have, right? I think that
Yes.
that was advice that is given to you as you're exiting college and you're entering the workforce. But I think it was really just meant to make sure we were all showing up in appropriate dress. But there is
Yeah.
something behind that. If you want to be a creative boss, then
Dress.
show up like a creative boss. If you want to be a high-level executive, CEO, CFO in an industry,
Yeah.
dress how the men would dress in that industry. Like, put on a suit, get out your bitchy heels.
Yeah. Claim it. Claim
Doesn't
it.
have to be heels. You can totally wear sneakers. I just think that if you aren't confident behind what you decide to do, say you have a really cool suit, nice wide leg trousers, and you show up in sneakers, you can't be like, well, I didn't want to wear my heels today. You
Right.
have to be like, this is what it is. Take it or leave it. You know what
I
I mean?
wear sneakers and you are just going to have to deal with it. Yeah, because that's that
Yeah.
ownership of it, which is so much similar to the coaching inside of Vocal Honey, Nina.
Yeah.
This is why I love this conversation because it's the energy you hold inside that says whatever's about to come out of my mouth, I've already approved it. I've
Yeah.
already become so calm and an advocate for myself that I'm okay with whether I'm going to swear on stage or not, or if I'm going to have a little bit of like sass in my talk. If that's just who I am, you're going to hear it. And I hear that for the way you work with your clients. If this
Yeah.
is who you are, stop apologizing and go for it. Because that's what makes you magnetic. That's what you just said a moment ago.
And like,
Yeah.
think about what a man would do in that situation. Do you think that these guys are like having a hard time getting dressed every morning? No, they slap on the same shirt and pants. They don't give a F about what they look like. They just know they have to get dressed. They show up, they do their job,
I never thought about that.
and they just roll in confident. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they roll in
Confidence of a
confident.
mediocre man vibe.
To the woman who's like, okay, sold. I get this. I'm on board. I need to
Yeah.
do this thing called personal brand. Then where do they start? They just listen to this and they open up the doors to their closet and they're like, oh
Yeah.
shit, maybe this isn't the right look. Where should they start, Nina?
Oh my gosh. This can be super overwhelming because I think that just like when you go and get a photograph done of you, like a portrait, a headshot, we'll say, most women don't want to be photographed because it's going to show them directly back in their face all of their insecurities. And I think that your closet can also do that. It's a very, very vulnerable place, especially if you've gone through a lot of transitions over your life and you still hold all of those clothes.
Oh,
You
wow.
might have clothes in there that don't fit you anymore on either side of the spectrum. You might have a dress you bought for your sister's funeral that is just sitting there staring at you in the face every time you open those doors. You might have a suit you wore in an interview for a job you didn't get. So there could be a lot of like really triggering things. And my first piece of advice is to get rid of everything that triggers you emotionally. You don't have to throw it away, you don't have to donate it or sell it, but put it in a bin, put it in the basement. Just get it out of your face. If the jeans that you think are going to fit you in 6 months because you're on a wellness journey, they don't fit you right now, they don't have space in your closet. Get them out of there.
I
They
love
fit you
that.
in 6 months, they fit you in 6 months. If not, that's fine too. The second thing is I always have my clients do a little bit of prep work for me before I get there because if you do have a lot of clothing, it can take a lot of hours to show me everything that you have. And I don't usually need to see everything, but I would like you to be able to say, like, I don't wear any of these clothes, and why don't you wear them? I think that women don't understand that they have to like put the things on their body and understand how it's going to fall and drape and if they can tuck it in comfortably and like what that does. Okay, so once you've edited out everything that you do not wear and you have a rack of clothes, maybe it's a bin that you love but you don't know how to wear, that's great. Now you're going to take all of the clothes that you wear all the time and you're going to put those on with the clothes you don't know how to wear and you're going to try to figure out what kind of combinations you like using the clothes you don't wear all the time and the clothes you do wear all the time.
Okay. I heard you say something interesting too about why you don't wear it. So it's like actually taking the moment to consider and be really intentional, which is
Mhm.
branding. You have to start to be intentional about what you're wearing,
Yeah.
what you want to be known for.
And I can fully respect that this is like a privilege of time to just spend
True.
in your closet for maybe a couple of hours. It might be a few hours, but once you do this like initial edit, then it should just be like 20 minutes to a half an hour every few weeks to kind of play around, depending on how much new clothing you're bringing into your wardrobe. I like Alison Bornstein's, she's a celebrity stylist. She has a wrong shoe theory. And so
Cool.
this is like kind of like the basis on how I like to dress myself and teach others. It's the same reason why wearing sneakers with a dress works, right? Because it's technically the wrong shoe. Sneakers with
Ah,
your sneakers with your suit, it's the
yes.
wrong shoe. It immediately brings in this like cool element. It's
Mhm.
unexpected. It's got a lot of punchy personality, right? So you just kind of have to find your wrong shoe.
I love
So
that. That is the energy of the vocal honey woman. She is
yeah.
showing up with that interesting something. Maybe it's a brooch, maybe it's some cool sunglasses, maybe it's a hat, maybe it's a belt, maybe it's the wrong shoes. So
Yep.
everyone who's listening to this, who's getting on stages or just wants to show up and have a different vibe at work, what's the wrong shoe version for you where you actually probably love those shoes, but you're also just afraid to put them on?
Yeah, just wear them. Also,
Yeah.
like wear everything in your closet. Someone
Yes.
asked me about this a few months ago. I was giving a personal brand workshop and they're like, "Oh, I've heard that you should just wear the things." I was like, "Yes, wear the freaking things. You spent money on it. You bought it
Right.
for a reason. Just wear it." I mean, maybe don't wear a sequins dress hanging around the house with your kids. That's maybe like where you might get upset if something happens to it. But
Yeah.
you're going out to
Right.
dinner, wear the freaking thing, you know?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, Nina, so tell us, for the woman listening who's ready to make a move, how can they book a session with you to get started?
I have a couple different packages right on my website. Some of them are the very basic, just I come in and edit your closet and show you how to style pieces that you're not wearing, but you still love, all the way through the big mama jama, which includes brand photography and some LinkedIn strategy on how to
Wow.
put your best foot forward online. Some of them include text support, which I think is a really fun element that I'm just adding in to my services because the work doesn't end, right, when I leave your house. You go to my website, there is a wardrobe styling page, and you can book a discovery call with me. And from there, we'll do a consult and figure out which package is best for you based on your needs. And yeah, I'd love to work with anybody.
I know
It's
you're going to be getting some inquiries because of this. And I cannot emphasize it enough, guys. Everything changed when I started to consider how can I stand out with some earrings, a hat, something simple. And it
yeah.
really does initiate you into the woman you know you want to be. It gives you that permission and it's just fun. This is a part of what being a woman is. It's part of being in the material world. You might as well use it to your advantage. So, Nina, for closing remarks, what do you want to say to the woman who is about this, but she's a little bit hesitant to be more visible and she wants to get started, but maybe doesn't feel like she's ready for this type of work yet?
Yeah, I mean, it can be really scary to allow someone, a stranger, really into your home and have them tell you what to do, right? But I will say that whether you're an executive or a founder or a speaker, people are already noticing you and they are forming their own conclusion about who you are and what you're about and what your values are. And you have an opportunity to control that narrative and own your own story. And part of that is through how you present yourself.
Love that.
Yeah,
Nina, thank you so very much for being on the show and
thank you for
being,
having me.
oh my God, it's an honor. And I truly would love to have you back because I know as people, vocal honeybees, start to hear this, they're going to start to connect the dots. And I won't be surprised if I have women reaching out saying, I just put on. Actually, don't just reach out to me, guys. If you're watching this or listening to
Yeah.
this, reach out to Nina. All of her information is going to be in the show notes and let her know what piece you rock today because of her inspiration. Let us know that wild piece that maybe you should not have put on because you're ready to own the lane that you're called for. Nina, thank you so much again for this discussion.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.